Okay, so here's the reality of the situation. Before I talk to you guys about, like, fall on these rocks, before I talk to you guys about what I wanted to jump on to talk about, here's the realization. You see this pimple here? This message is so freaking important that I did not give a shit about this. I was like, I have to jump on. I'm not wearing a bra. I'm in the middle of my self-care Sunday, and I just got this like deep calling to share this message with you guys that came through for me as I was sitting in my Zen den. So I'm trying this new thing now where I'm stepping more deeply into the ritual of my home, right? Like, I have been working in a place of like hustle and force and effort for a great deal of my life and business. And so in this season, probably this past year, I'm like, let me be a homemaker. Like, let me see what it feels like to take care of my property and to get the laundry done every, so much the stuff around business all the time, but to have fun in the care of where I live, right? And that was like really new for me because I think I spent a great deal of my life like wanting to travel and get away and like not be grounded. And so here I am in my self-care Sunday. I'm like, I'm going to do all the things. I'm going to take care of the laundry, and I'm going to clean the dogs, and I'm going to, vacuum, like do all the stuff, right? So I'm doing this, and I'm like, wow, I haven't done this stuff in a really long time because I've been traveling so much, and it's just been like a lot. And I know as I'm sharing that with you guys, you're probably like, that is so fucking unrelatable, Lauren. Like, the fact that you haven't vacuumed your own house in a really long time. Yeah, I walked home from LA and my house smelled like dog, and I was like, this is disgusting. Like, I have to take care of this. And we have a cleaning lady who comes, but like not often enough. So anyway, back to the story. I did all this work, and then I was sitting in my meditation room, and I realized that there was this long period of this year where I was looking ahead, and I was hitting a goal and then saying, okay, what's next? Or traveling to one destination and then going, okay, what's next? And I did that for almost every area of my life, like time with my husband, or, milestones of taking care of this new home that we have, or, time with family vacation. Like, I would be present in something, and rather than being actually present, I would be thinking about what the next thing was to do. And I'm starting to shed that a little bit, and I'm having these breakthroughs around how this applies to my business, because for so long I was in this place of like, get to the next level, hit the next milestone, achieve. And it's so easy for us to look at where we are and say, you know what, this is wrong. I don't like this. I wish I had that. This part of my life doesn't feel like I want it to be. This part of my life could be better. Like, it's so freaking easy to go there. And then when you go there, you look at your goals and you go, oh, well, fuck, I have to make this happen right now because I hate all of these things going on in my current reality. Let me give you an example. I'm going to just make up somebody at the top of my head. Let's say there's this girl, Angela, and Angela is trying to grow her business, and she just gave birth and has her first child, and she's making $5,000 a month. And Angela, with her newborn baby, making $5,000 a month, is looking at her current reality, and she's going, oh my God, I'm not making enough. Oh my God, I want to do X, Y, and Z for my child, but I can't. Oh my God, I have no time, blah, blah, blah. I need to get to this income goal so that I can finally have this time freedom to spend with my family. But I also need to be making more money, right? All she's doing is complaining about her current reality to the universe. And all she's doing is saying, hey, look at all of these things that are wrong with where I'm at right now. And that's a real problem, because just like any other relationship that we have, if the person on the other side is not being appreciated, loved, and respected, and admired, and being felt like they're, deserving, that person's going to go away. Like, think about your partner and your husband or your spouse, whatever. If you're in that place where like all you do is complain to that person about what's wrong, and all you do is complain about the things that you want that you don't have, that relationship is going to break. And the same is true in our relationship with the universe, right? Like, when we're sitting here and we're like, oh, I really, like, for me, I'll just be transparent with you, I really fucking need my driveway paved, and it's like $15,000. and I don't really want to spend that money. So I'm over here, every time I drive up my driveway, I'm like, on that driveway, I'm like, this fucking sucks. Oh, my tire just spun out, and oh my God, look how bumpy this is, and there's another pothole. And then I get to the top of my driveway, and what should be a moment for me to appreciate my beautiful home, this place that I years ago did not have because I was sleeping on a fucking mattress on a floor, right? Like, what I should be feeling is grateful and happy and warm, and instead I'm looking at all of the things that are wrong, why I can't afford them, and then blaming my business that it's not making enough money to get me where I am, or to, you know, even on a deeper level, blaming the universe because I'm not, or complaining to the universe because I don't have what I want. And all of that mindset is about you looking into the future and saying, I want these things, and then looking into the present and saying, I don't have these things, and then looking at this big gap between the present and the future and fucking complaining your ass off that you don't have what you want. Why would the universe ever show up to give you more? When we're ungrateful, when we don't have appreciation for what is the current reality in front of us, when we're that girl Angela with that new baby, and we're complaining about how we hit $5,000 instead of $10,000 that month, the universe is like, I just gave you this fucking beautiful child to teach you how to play in your life, to teach you how to have more fun, to teach you the wisdom of feminine energy that you've been waiting for, to make you the woman that you've always wanted to be, and you're too busy looking at your numbers in your business to realize how beautiful this moment is. Angela doesn't exist. I just made this up. But I mean, like, come on, like, this is what happens. And I'm so over it, right? Like, we did not create this freedom life to be in this place of like, well, let me not be happy, right? Like, we created a freedom life so that we could give ourselves permission to be happy, because for many of us, we've been in corporate jobs where we were really unhappy, and you're in that corporate job and you're feeling super unfulfilled, and then you take this leap, and whether you quit or whether you start this thing on the side, all you're doing is saying to yourself, one day I'll be happier. All you're doing is focusing on what you don't have and getting out of that pain to one day feel joy, to one day feel pride, to one day feel abundance, to one day, you know, feeling like you're good enough for your parents, right? Like, why do we do this to ourselves? Why are we looking, you know, I'm in this house, right? Like, I have a beautiful property. We bought this, just as a side note, we bought this before the business took off. So this home is a reflection of who I was probably 3 or 4 years ago. And we were in Matt's parents' house for a year. I was growing my coaching business. I was like, I'm gonna give this a shot. It was really fucking scary. I quit my corporate job. I took this big leap. I was like, whatever. And we were saving for a home. So the agreement was like, I would stay in his parents' house, and I would work every single day at my desk trying to grow my business. I would quit my job. I was like, this is gonna happen. And Matt would go to his regular corporate job, and we would pay his parents like $400 or $500 in rent. And the agreement was, you know what, as soon as we have enough money, we'll buy a home. So we bought the cheapest home we could find. And I remember we bought this house, and I had only done, I think, $1,000 that month in my business, and we bought this property. And then I felt all these things of like, oh my God, this is so scary. What did I do? What if we can't afford this house? And Matt's job was getting really bad. Like, he wasn't happy there. And so then I was like thinking about that, and I felt all of this sense of urgency to make money, and that was the catalyst for me. And on top of that, I hired a coach. So not only was I in a new home that I barely could afford, not only was I off of employment and growing everything 1000% within my business, I was also in a large amount of debt. And now on top of that, Matt was unhappy in his job, and I was over here thinking, I gotta fucking make money now, right? So I took a leap and I invested in a coach, and that was a big change for me. But I think the reason I started sharing this was, you know, this home and this property, this is all based on those times of hardship. And sometimes I look at this life and I say, well, I want more, right? Like, fuck this, I want more. I don't want a 1-bedroom little cottage in the woods. I want a fucking penthouse with a beautiful view in Los Angeles that someone on Selling Sunset sold to me, right? If you guys don't watch that show, it's like so fucking good. You know, I want more. And it's okay to want more, I think it's really beautiful when we want more, and I think that we should always in our life want more, because that is the step of expansion. That's the next level, right? Like, how on earth would you get to where you truly want to be in life if you were just content with everything that you had right now? So we do need to want more, but we need to want more in that space of joy, and in that space of appreciation, and the space of, I love this now. This now is so beautiful. I want more of this, right? Not, I want something totally fucking different from this because this sucks, but this is so beautiful now. I want more of this. And here's the trick. Here's like the real secret. That's a choice. That's not an environment. That's not a number in a bank account. That's not a certain lifestyle. That is a fucking choice for you to wake up every day and say, you know what? I'm really grateful here. I am really fucking full of joy and full of love for what I have right now. Because I could look at this and go, well, my backyard's really fucking shitty, and we can't afford to pay somebody to mow this, and if I was really wealthy, you know, we would replace that ugly shed over there, and then I would get a she shed back there for my meditation spot, and I don't have enough money to do that, right? Like, I could choose to go there, or I could be like, wow, look at what the universe gave me. 2 fucking acres of property in silence. Look at this. It's fucking beautiful. I have a garden up there. I have a fire pit over there. I have this beautiful meditation rock that I never sit on over there. I have a husband who's done such beautiful work on mowing that property and cleaning it up, and you know, this is my home and it's gorgeous. So I could choose that, right? Like, that's the point. I think like we can choose where we are, and the truth is that when I look at my level of disrespect for where I currently am and how that changes month by month by month, and disrespect, I mean like not appreciating, not being joyful, not being happy. If I look at my levels of that, you know, January 2018, February 2018, March 2018, the more I became appreciative of the now, the more I celebrated and played in the now, like playing in my life and having fun and feeling free and not giving a fuck, right? Creating because it inspires me, not because it's gonna make money. Showing up to do a Facebook Live because I fucking feel like it, not because I have to, right? When I'm in that, I have 15 people captivated on a Facebook Live who won't get the fuck off even though it's a Sunday, and their parents or their boyfriend or their girlfriend are probably complaining, right? Like, you're here with me, and you're here with me because I'm here with you, because I'm present, and I'm not focused on, you know, what's gonna happen 6 months from now, or whether this or that is gonna be successful, or if I'm doing a good job for you. I'm like, hey, I really fucking want to talk, and I like that you're listening, and I like that you're here, and it makes me feel so fucking good that you can trust me, right? That brings wealth, that brings abundance, that brings prosperity. And the reason it does is because the people on the other side are in it with you, because you're in it. So if you've ever noticed this, we're talking about content creation now, for those of you jumping on. If you've ever noticed, some people in this place of content creation are like, what do I have to talk about today? I got to talk about that. Boom, let me talk about it. Versus like what just happened here. I was in the middle of a fucking relaxing day and I had this breakthrough, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking talk about it. This is the fun stuff, right? Like, that's anytime you feel obligated or not wanting to do something, or annoyed by something, or thinking that you're doing something wrong, all of those energies start to show up in the content that you create. And so if you're, you know, Alyssa from Idaho and you're doing a Facebook Live, like, again, I'm just making shit up here. I swear, if you guys have these names, I'm like really sorry. This is like not about you. I'm literally making this up from nowhere. So let's just say Sally from Idaho. I changed her name. Let's say Sally from Idaho is creating content, and while she's creating the content, she's doing a Facebook Live, she's thinking in her head about like what she's gonna have for dinner, or if that pimple is too noticeable, or what so-and-so thinks of this piece of content out there. Like she's not with it. She's not here. She's not present. How does that affect the experience? You know, I was in Los Angeles this past weekend with my dear friends, and I was hanging out with Stephanie and Catherine, and my friend Stephanie was on her phone. She was checking it a lot, and I looked at this and I was like, Steph, are you okay? Like, you keep looking at your phone, like, what's going on? And she's like, oh no, I'm just worried about the hurricane, and I know I have to fly back, and so I'm just checking flights. But that's in the future. right? Like that's down the line. That's 3 days from now. Why worry about it here, right? Choose again to be in that moment of like, I'm here, this is happening, I'm present. And when you can be in that space, that's when you get the downloads for content. That's when you get the ideas to just jump on randomly. And that's when everything starts to create prosperity in your business, whether or not you're a coach, right? Like I started my business as a blogger. I became a coach because I had this passion, this hunger to help other women with certain things that I had overcome. And I believe all of us have the ability to do that. All of you, each and every one of you, there's like something in you that's like, you know what? I have a fucking story to tell. And maybe like that gets wrapped up in your fear or your stories of not being good enough, or maybe you question yourself, but at the end of the fire, that is there for a reason. So listen to it. Anytime it guides you to create a piece of content, anytime it guides you to jump on Facebook Live, anytime you're in the middle of doing absolutely nothing and you get an idea, write it fucking down. It's the universe giving you the reminders. And those downloads will come more frequently when you're playing in your life, when you're having a good time in the present, and when you're grateful and appreciative for what's going on right now. Because that gratitude and that appreciation becomes a magnet. It becomes this amplifier to attract more of that, right? It's like, I love freedom. I love nature. This is beautiful, freedom and nature. And who knows, maybe if I enjoy this, in 10 years, I'll have my own fucking nature park of like 25 acres, right? Who knows? But if I appreciate the small, the big will come. Okay, so you guys have been on for a while. My husband was peeking out. He's like, can I take the dogs out right now? I have a day full of self-care, relaxation, and a ton of sinking into my next level, because if you saw my personal Instagram, so much is going on for me right now. It's fucking crazy and I love it and it feels so good. And tomorrow I'm going to be kicking off some deep value added content for you guys every single day, starting at tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. So if you've been in this place where you've been hanging out in the group for a while, you're ready to fucking crush it in your business on Q4, you're ready to do all the inner work, you're ready to change your life, you're ready to serve people on a deeper level and make more money and overcome some of this shit, hang out with me tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. I'll be on inside of this Facebook group, and I'm also going to be repurposing onto Instagram. So if you happen to miss anything, you can just jump on the @BadassBusinessBabe Instagram account, and the videos will be there. They'll be taken down, but they're going to be there for a little while. So don't freak out, including this one. So if you're watching this on Instagram, come join BBB Nation Facebook group. Link is in bio. It's real easy. Just go to Facebook and search Badass Business Babes or #BBB Nation. So, you know, I've been starting to think, like, for a while, just a side note, I've been thinking about Badass Business Babe and like what those 3 B's stand for, right? Because it's not just about business. The stuff that we do here is way beyond that. It's about transforming you, making you the best fucking leader you can possibly be, making you the version of yourself that when you're 90 years old and you're sitting in a rocking chair, you're like, yeah, I fucking crushed it. Ooh, there's a bug. That's a yellow jacket, and it's on my leg. Oh my God. Sending love. Do not sting me. I appreciate you so much, yellow jacket. Please don't hurt me. Oh, he's gone. It was like in my hair. It was like so uncomfortable. Okay, so glad you got to experience that with me. Yeah, I'll see you guys soon. This was amazing. Thank you so much for being here. And definitely check us out tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be fucking epic. Maybe I'll do some more Facebook Lives like this. If you liked this, take a picture, put it on Instagram, and tag me at Badass Business Babe so I can know that, like, this fucking spoke to you. And then from there, I'll just do more of this. I want to channel for you guys. I want to serve you. I want to show up to talk about the things that you need. My goal and intention, like, every time I jump on, that one of you is like, holy fucking shit, this is for me. Even if it's like a sentence, if it's the whole thing, that's great. But like, I at least one, right? I don't care if it's one fucking person. I just want you to be on the other end going, fuck yes, I needed to hear this. And then I did my job. That's it. I love you guys. See you tomorrow.